Happy Friday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 477. It is Friday, April 3rd, 2026. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I made a mistake. So, if you're just hopping on right now and finding me live, I'm extremely sorry. I was on my Stampin' for Joy Facebook page, sent out a message saying I was going live, and then hit live realizing I was on the wrong one, and quickly went over to the Joy Borwedge page where I always do my lives, and nobody knows. So I kind of teased people that I was going live on a channel that I normally don't go live, and on the channel that I am going live, I'm just showing up. Surprise! So normally I do a Facebook Live on Thursdays, and maybe 3 out of the 4 Thursdays in a month, and I just couldn't make it in time. And so I designed a super cute card, and I'm ready to share it tonight. So I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I'm done messing around with the camera. Also, I'm going to show you some stuff that was put on the last chance list, and some of it might be gone. So we'll talk about that after the card. If you don't, if I don't forget. So we'll go down in just a second. So hold on. So as I said, today is Friday, so hopefully you are having a good day. And I am very sorry that I messed up and did not give advance notice on the proper page. And I did that once. I did a Facebook Live on my Stampin' for Joy page. But what happens is when I go to this page, I do my Facebook Lives, and then I download it to my YouTube, and then I download it to that. So that did not work out right tonight. So I am really sorry. So hopefully everybody will find me on the right page. Okay, I got that tightened. And we're squishing in. I got a super cute card for you guys tonight. And, all right, let's one more time, I think. And we're going to squish up just a little bit. And I think we're good. Okay, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge, and we're doing a Facebook Live surprise tonight. My Instagram page is Stampin' for Joy. My YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. penguinz33@outlook.com is my email address, so that if you wish to be invited to my stamp camps or to know any of the Stampin' Up! Specials, send me your email and I will let you know. And then my other Facebook page is Stampin' for Joy. So again, I do my Facebook Lives on my Joy Borwedge page, and then I download that video to my YouTube page and to my Stampin' for Joy. Then I take pictures of today's project, and I will put it on my Instagram page, and I will hashtag it number 477, so that no matter where you see it, you will know that at some point in time you'll be able to rewatch that video. Okay, so let's go over a couple things. Stampin' Up! Just came out with the last chance list, and they updated it. So what that means is that, man, I can't even find the slip. Where did it go? So what that means is that the last chance items are going to be while supplies lasts on that list. And so if you see it, get it. And a lot of the things are on discounts. So several things. Dawn, hi. We had a snafu I was on my Stampin' for Joy page and sent out a message saying, hey, I'm going to Facebook Live tonight at 8 o'clock. And then when I started the Facebook Live, I realized I was on the wrong channel, stopped it, and came on here and didn't tell anybody. So surprise. So a lot of the product that is from the mini is on that list. And several things from the November online exclusives are on there. And several things from the March online exclusives are on that list. And like I said, I will show you I'll show you some things that I own that are going to be on that list. Now, here is the annual catalog, and here is the spring mini catalog. And so what they're doing, if you haven't heard, is Stampin' Up! Is combining these two catalogs. And so we'll have 3 catalogs in a year. So basically for a trimester. And what they're doing is combining the annual catalog with the mini catalog. And so then that way we have one publication at a time. And then there's going to be the online exclusives. And so you will get new product sent out to you several times a year. So the product of the month for April happens to be the Islet Bloom dies. And it's this one big die. And I'm just going to bring this up to you so that you could see that card made with it. So very great detail, and it gives you a lace-like layer to your projects. Now, I'm sure you can use that in scrapbooking as well as card making. Okay, the Notes of Spring has not yet sold out. So what product of the month is when you place a $75 order or more, you will get an option to purchase an exclusive product for only $5. And so this month it happens to be the dies. Now the stamp set of Notes of Spring is still available, and I know some of the Designer Series paper from the past is also available. So check those out. You can only have one product of the month of any kind. Now, if you had, say, like say you had a $200 order, you cannot have 2 products of the month on the same order. You only get one. Okay, so then now we have Stampin' Up! Is doing a virtual album retreat, and that is April 29th through May 1st. Now, if you cannot make it to the exact dates, Angela, hi. You shouldn't. You're good. Yeah, lots of changes there, Angela. So this is a scrapbooking retreat, and the kit is called the 2026 Virtual Album Retreat Happiness is Here kit. And that is 168051. And over the 3 days, that is from like 2 to 9 Mountain Time. So in Minnesota time, it's going to be from 3 to 10. And the ending times may vary, just to let you know. Now it is $250 for the kit, and you can start purchasing it in my online store. Yeah, that's good. So you're going to be making a 10-page spread. So that means 20 sheets, 20 pages, okay? Well, technically it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So you're making 10 2-page spread layouts with this kit. And so Stampin' Up! Is going to send this to you, and you will get a chance to join an exclusive Facebook group so that you can have a party on how to cut everything and get to do it with the Stampin' Up! Craft crafters that are actually going to show you and share with you how to put these together. So now if you don't have photos, that's okay. You can use the place markers, and that's what I think they're called, right? Place markers. I don't scrapbook, so I don't really know anything about that. Now, one of the great things about purchasing this kit, which is $250, is that you will also earn $25 in rewards to use on your next order. So you can save those rewards, or you can use them as you go. I myself use them as I go. Okay, so the cute card that we're going to be making tonight is going to be featuring the several different things. We're going to be using the Stampin' Positioner, the new Stampin' Positioner that I pre-ordered, and it will be available in the future. And we're going to use the Cutest Crew tonight. This is a March online exclusive, and we're going to use the puppy dogs, seeing as how I haven't used them yet. And I'm going to sneeze in a second. Ooh. Oh, allergy season. What a wonderful season. I mean, it's raining cats and dogs right now. And we're making a dog card tonight. How, I did not plan that whatsoever. I am just praying God, thanking God, like literally, that this is not snow. All right, we're also using, so we're using the Cutest Crew, and these should be back soon. And we're also using the Stylish Shapes, which are on page 107 in the annual cut. Thank you, my friend. So the Stylish Shapes are available in the annual catalog, and the Cutest Crew, I don't remember which one's not available, but they are in the March online exclusives. And we're going to be also using the Hole Punch Assortment. And this is also in the online exclusives. And we're using this little guy right here, but not for wets. It kind of, I'm doing something a little different with it. So excited to share that with you. And let's talk stuff, okay? I'm going to give you the card measurements of all the paper that we're using. So we have Calypso Coral, and this is a scrap piece of paper. It's 5 by 1 inch. And then we have a piece of crumb cake. It is 3 3/4 by 1. Again, that's a piece of scrap. We have the inside layer, which is going to be 2 3/4 by 4. And then we have a piece, another basic white, which is 4 1/2 by 1 1/4. We have a 3 by 3 square, basic white. And then we have the early espresso, which is a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. It is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then we also have this is pecan pie. And so this is 10 1/2 by 4. And I scored it at 5 1/4. All right, so this is everything that we're going to need. I am going to take a drink. All right. In the apartment that I live in, we face the parking lot, and there is a bright light that comes directly into my bedroom. And Mike doesn't get it very much in his bedroom, but it faces mine. So I really, I like it because we're on the 3rd floor, so I don't have to have my windows, my shade shut. But then it's kind of nice to have kind of like my own night light. And, you know, that way, you know, we've been here for 2 years, so I know where things are now. But it's just, you know, it helps me to see if there's a cat in the way or if I'm going to step on something. But the rain is hitting the window and the light shines. And so it's all you know, kind of spotty, but it looks pretty because it's just kind of almost like little crystals on the window. And so it's very, very pretty. I'm glad there's, you know, not any snow. Crossing my fingers on that. Okay, so now that we have this enough, set here enough, I like to give the dimensions and the color just in case you want to come back and recreate the card that I am demonstrating tonight. And we're going to do some die cutting, we're going to do some coloring, and I'm really kind of, I wanted to share this last night, but I didn't get done with it until about 8:15. And then to give everybody enough time to hop on, it'd be time for me to go to bed. Okay, so we're going to put, we're going to use this right away, and we're going to put some things off to the side, and I'm going to die cut with that. I'm going to die cut with that, and we're going to stamp, and then we're going to die cut that as well. So let's get all this over here in one little spot, and then I won't lose anything. These two I'm going to stamp on. Okay, so we're going to take the Stampin' Positioner. Now, it's not available right now for you to place an order with, but it will soon be available. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this. There's these little notches right here. And I am going to put that close up against those notches so it doesn't, it hits that. And I'm going to have to readjust my, I did this originally with a 1/4 extra sheet, and then I chopped it down to make it so that, but I realized that once I put these on here, it's going to move over. So I better move my puppy dog over so that is directly where I want it. And this is going to be, I think that is good. Is that right in the middle? I think. 1. Okay, we're going to push down. We're just going to test, dry test. So 1, and then 2, and 3, and 4, and then 5. Cool. We're good. All right, I think, yeah, I think we're good. I want a little more space at the top there, just because I can. And I'm going to leave that like that. No, it has a mind of its own. Let's see if I could flip that over. Okay, there, that worked. Okay, so what we're going to do is there's these little notches. And, nope, that hits my stamp. So, nope. We're going to put you right there. Ha, there, see? We're going to get all our magnets where they're supposed to go. All right, so now this thing has a little weeble wobble to it. So I'm just automatically going to push that up there. So then that way it's always facing up. And we're going to use Early Espresso. Where do you live, Angela? I know that you're not too far. So I know you're in Minnesota for sure. All right, so there is the puppy dogs. Chaska, yeah. I didn't know if you were in Shakopee or... Okay, so there's one row, and we're going to take the magnets, and we're going to put that right on top. And I got ink on my fingers, so I am actually going to grab a baby wipe because somebody's going to win this card, and I don't want it to have my fingerprints all over it with ink in the not so right spots. All right. Right, Bert? Bert, every time I do a Facebook Live, he comes and he steals my chair. He is just a cat. All right. So we're going to take that and we're just going to do that again. Just tap, tap, tap. This is early espresso. And we're going to line that up. And we're just going to push that up so then that way it's going to be in the same position and it's not going to, you know, weeble wobble. A technical term, a weeble wobble. And well, the trees that are in front of my bedroom window are absolutely gorgeous in the fall, and they are budding. And so I bet you tomorrow I might see leaves. All right, so we're just getting these cute little puppy dogs all right in a row. Whoops. You stay over there. You stay there. And we're just making, this positioner helps create, I'm trying to take a piece of fuzz off my ink pad without getting too many fingers in there. All right. And this is just a background, so it's not going to be anything specific. We're not coloring anything in. It's just going to look cute. I mean, puppy dogs are cute. Okay. And there we go. All right. And then one last time, so I'm just, like I said, I'm just pushing it up. And this positioner helps with anybody who has, say, arthritis. And I'm just using the baby wipe to go all the way around the ink, the outside of catching the ink, and then I'm going to grab the Simply Chamois and clean off the actual ink pad. Oh, we're not going to clean it yet. We're going to do one more inside. When I design this card, I do it in different, you know, different spots, and I want to make sure that I get everything the way I want it. All right, you go there, you go there, and I think you can come right there. Let's see. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Nope. These two magnets are like so strong. I like to use my magnets from the Stampin' just because it helps with my paper staying down where I want it to. Okay, so now we're going to take the, I forgot I was going to do this. I designed the front of the card and then I designed the inside of the card. And so I'm trying to remember kind of like in order so it doesn't seem like I'm running back and forth, back and forth. All right, cute little puppy dogs, and I'm just gonna make it so that they go all the way down. There we go. Squish, press down, and inside of the card. Whoop, whoop, woof, woof. Okay, should be the term. All right, so now they are looking really cute, And we're going to take our Simply Chamois and clean off the ink pad or the stamp with the puppies on it. And just going to get the outside edge just in case. And we're going to do it in black now because we're going to color. And when we color, we want to use the, let's see here. We're going to use our Stampin' blends. And so we want to make sure that we have, is that where I want it? Yep, that's where I want it, right here. And we're going to do one at the top and one at the bottom. And let's see if that works. Nope. That will work. No kissing. Let's see if maybe just the end will work. Because I have to have enough space for it to die cut evenly around my puppies. You'll see in just a minute after I get done messing around. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so let's use the memento. Once the memento actually is being retired and from Stampin' Up. This is not a Stampin' Up. I mean, you can get memento, say at like Michael's or at another craft store. So memento is not exclusive to Stampin' Up. So that's the reason why they are doing away with the memento as well as the, what is it called? Stays on. So then that way, we are getting something that is archival and you can actually scrapbook with it, and you should be able to watercolor with your water pencils, your pencils, your water painters, your Stampin' blends, and your blender pen. So all that. Gosh darn it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Those two getting together, not a good thing. Okay, so we are done with that part. And I am going to take the Simply Chamois and just clean that off. All right. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat and we're going to stamp the inside of the, we're going to do the greeting, and the outside is going to say, "So glad we're friends," and the inside is going to say, "Have the best day." So whoever wins this card, you could certainly use it for, say, like birthday, or maybe somebody got a new job, or maybe somebody is moving. So you know, have the best day. Maybe somebody's having an interview. Somebody's looking to go to school, you know, pick out a college, something fun like that. Okay, so have the best day. Could be a birthday. Could be a retirement. All right. That is in memento. And then we're going to do a little flower sprig. Just tap, tap, tap. Kind of right there. And then we're going to close that up. And now I had, let's see, I think I need to grab the fire truck. We are 5 minutes away from the hospital, so I hear lots of sirens. I actually want to grab this. It's little footprints. So I'm assuming it could be a cat or a dog. And I'm going to put that on a block. But all I want to do is just one. And we're going to hit the corner. Nope. Let's see if I can do this sitting, laying down. Tap, tap, tap. I think that is one. And I'm going to just get that corner. I want to see what that looks like. Okay. We're going to do that better. We're just hitting the corner of the ink pad. Okay, I think that works. And I just want the corner. That's cute. Like puppy's been playing in mud. Okay, so then we're going to clean that off in just a moment. All right, now we're going to die cut this and this and this, and then we're going to color. Okay, so we're going to yeah, might as well die cut that out too, and that can go inside. All right, so we're going to move this for now and grab the embossing machine. All right, and I just set it on the puppies. Bark, 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 bark. On its tail. Sorry, guys. All right, so this one is going to be with the footprints. You'll see that in just a moment. And we'll put that right there. And then we'll put a couple puppies right here. Come on. And then we're going to take this and we're going to die cut that out. We're going to color. I'm going to die cut first and then I'm going to color. Just because I'm cutting everything out, I might as well do that now and then die cut. All right, so I'm going to take a piece of tape and hold that in so that it doesn't move on me, because that would really tick me off. But let's see, I think that is good. I'm not going to cut anybody's tail off, and just hit that. So I'm going to go up there, and we're going to do the puppies right there, and then do those puppies, and then I need a square, and I think we're going to be able to get all of it in at the same time. All right, so then we're going to put the other platform on. Oops. Okay. Gosh darn it. I'm going to put a piece of tape on that too. Because that is okay. All right. Now that is going on top. And we're going to just run that through. And anything that has a straight edge, you want to put it at a diagonal, because it puts less wear and tear on your rollers, and you will not hear as many cracking sounds as you would if you were to put that straight in there like that. All right, so I save these pieces of tape, and we're going to use that. We're going to use the die brush with that. So we'll do that in just a moment. And then we'll take the square. The Stylish Shapes is one of my favorite die sets. It's been around for quite a while. I'm just so happy it did not retire with this round. I mean, that list is long. But if you look at the fact that we have new product being released every other month in the online exclusives, and the red rubber, you know, that's being retired. I mean, how cute is the puppy dogs? I mean, we haven't even colored those guys yet. And so, I mean, if you look at it that way, there's more product. It's just they need to make space. And okay, so now I can save that. So I'm gonna snip this off, put that in the trash, and I'm gonna keep this because this can make you know, more puppies for later. And I'm gonna put these guys on my magnetic sheet. Now I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and this is the putty part, and I am taking the nose out of that dog. I'm just holding it because I don't want to lose the nose, okay? And I've done this before, and I've had to cut the dog 3 times because I lost its nose. And so now we're taking that. And we're going to take this and just scoop that into the trash for now. And come on, let's go. You know, Minnesota static cling. Okay, and so we're actually done with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And we're going to put that away. And I have to say, besides the Take Your Pick tool, this is probably one of my most used tools. Okay, and then, okay, so this puppy dog and its nose are going to go on my glue mat because I don't want to lose it. All right, so this is the die brush. Now, this is the Take Your Pick tool with, when you purchase the putty or the Take Your Pick tool, this is what it looks like. Plus, it comes with another piece that comes out of here. So this screws off. Okay, and you put the die brush in. And so then you have the putty part hanging out. So I have 2 Take Your Pick tools. One stays with the die brush, and the other one stays that way. So, you know what? There's no sense in me taking it off, putting it back on. I might as well just have 2. Okay, and there we have our feet. Isn't that cute? Our little paw prints. Okay, so that we'll be using, and all the bits and pieces came out with the die brush. So that makes it so much easier for me. I just take it and go like that and go to the trash. And once, you know, it doesn't get filled up, but once I get done with my projects, then I'll just take these pieces out and just put that in the recycling bin. So that is what I do. Okay. And also that die brush comes with the foam. All right, Bert, you're going to have to move it. Oh, my big putty tat. All right. Because when I color, I sit. All right, guys. So we have Stampin' Blends. And I just want to make sure that I am in the screen. And I'm going to be using the nib tips. That's why I only have the swatches for just the nib tips. So I have always given Patty Bennett credit when I talk about Stampin' Blends is because what happens is I am not a colorer, and using the Stampin' Blends really makes me look like I'm a good colorer. So when you have, so this is Balmy Blue. So we have the light and we have the dark, and it comes with the nib tip and the brush tip. And so when I swatch, I always swatch the left is the light. Okay, so this is the light, this is the dark. And then I usually do the top and the bottom. So I do the nib tip and then I do the brush tip. Well, I only did the nib tips because I'm not doing any of the brushes, and because all the parts are small. But anyways, a lot of the times the light is lighter than the dark, and sometimes the dark or the light is darker. So when you get a pack of blends, you get basically 4 different colors, and it's all the same family of the 4. So it's just different shades of one color. Trying to explain it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I have Balmy Blue, Calypso Coral, Old Olive, Lost Lagoon, Bubble Bath, and then we have Pecan Pie, Crumb Cake, and Basic Black, the white and the light. So that's right here. So these are dogs. These are the parts and the flowers. Okay, so we're going to do, let's do the flowers for the inside. And then that way we're done with that. So we're going to do Calypso Coral. This one is very tight, and it's a newer one. There we go. It's a newer one, and so it's very tight. And so the more you use it, the more you'll be able to get that lid off. All right, so I'm using Calypso Coral Light nib tip. All right, and I might as well, I am going to do the flowers on this. We're not going to really do a lot of shading, just because they're smaller parts. The dogs, I will do a couple things for shading. And so we're doing all the flowers in Calypso Coral Light. And this could be sent to a guy or a girl. All right, so that is the light. And you want to make sure that you hear that snap, because then that way you know that it is airtight. And these are alcohol markers, so they dry really quick. And so this is the dark Calypso Coral. And I'm just putting little centers in my flowers. And now I'm shaking because I'm coloring and talking at the same time. Normally when I do my prep, you know, I'm not talking to anybody. All right, so that is the Calypso Coral, and I'm gonna do the doggy's kerchief in the dark. Nib tip. All right. All right, so then that is that, and there's that nice snap. And then we're gonna do the Old Olive for the leaves, and I am going to do the light in most of it, and then we'll go back in with some of the dark. Okay, and then So we'll hit that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Okay, so there we go. That's just, we're done with the inside. And now we can do the puppy dogs. And we're gonna do the leaves on the flower. Okay, and then, let's see, this guy is gonna have a little green, what do you call it? The corner of the tag around its neck. Okay, and then we're gonna do the kerchief on this doggy in Lost Lagoon. And then this is going to be dark Lost Lagoon on this little doggy's thing around its neck. All right, and then let's see, which pink? I think we're gonna do the dark pink for the tongue. Only this little one right here has a little bit of the tongue sticking out. Okay, now I'm just gonna stand up and see if there's any questions on anything. Nope. Okay, I'm sitting back down. All right. Now, my pecan pie, I just want to double check that my dark pecan pie is lighter than my light, because this is my light and it's darker. So it's not like I can, you know, change these, you know, out, but I just want to make sure that I'm highlighting the right spot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the light and I am going to just cut, I'm going to outline my doggy. And normally you do the dark, but this is the light because mine happens to be, my light is darker than my dark. And then I'm going to go in and shade with my dark. And you just take it and you kind of swirl it around because you don't want to get any of those lines. My friend at work, she just got a new puppy. His name is Max. And he's a chocolate lab. So that's after Max. Okay, then we're going to leave this guy white. Okay, so he's a white puppy. And then we're going to do crumb cake on this guy. So now we're going to do the dark and kind of outline him kind of the same way as we did with the chocolate lab. I think this guy's a schnauzer, maybe. I like dogs. I don't own them. I find them as much work as children. Cats, you can go on vacation and leave them alone. You can have friends come over or family, and then they can watch, you know, they can feed them But, yep, that's why I like cats. And sometimes they want to get petted and sometimes they don't. They let you know when they want your attention. All right, and so there's our cute little puppy. And then this guy, he is going to be a Dalmatian. This guy is literally Spot. All right. And we're done coloring the puppies. And so let me bring that up. Judy, hi. So let's see. You can see the colors that we used and how it turned out. Welcome. Okay, so then that is the coloring section of the show. Your entertainment for the evening. All right, so I think we can start putting stuff together. Don't you think? Okay. Let's see here. Let's see what we're gonna do. So we have, this is our inside piece. I need to stamp our greeting. That is from the front of it. So it's gonna say, "So glad we're friends." And we're gonna do that in early espresso, because we're just using the colors. Okay, so glad we're friends. And that's going to go down here. Just like that. Ooh, and I did it pretty straight. Happy, happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Okay. Okay, so we're going to take our corner, our hole punch. This is a 1/8 hole punch from the hole punch assortment. Hi, Dawn. How you doing? And so this is from the online exclusives. And so we're going to take, let's see, my glass mat studio happens to be like one of my best friends. And I am going to, let's see, put this straight. I'm going to line this up, and I am going to use this line right here, okay? And I am going to use a pen. Just need to make sure it's lined up straight. And we're going to go just about right there. And so I am going to mark a spot on each side. Okay. And then, thank you. Thank you, thank you. We're going to take this hole punch and we're going to find our hole and our dot, and we're going to do a half a hole. So you're not going to not make a whole circle, but you're going to make a little notch. And that little notch is going to be for our ribbon. Well, not ribbon. It's baker's twine. Or wait, no, I'm sorry, our linen thread. call it the right thing, Joy. Linen thread. Okay. And that open. There we go. And so I put a notch in there so I know where the end of my linen thread is. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to tie a bow. So roughly about there. Okay, so then I'm going to put this back in that little notch. And so then that way it doesn't come unraveled in my little plastic baggie here, because that would drive me nuts. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to make a bow. Now, I am going to use a mini glue dot to hold my knot. And I'm going to put that right about there. Just want to come off my now we're going to take that and put our knot right there. Okay, we're going to move that up and make it sit where it's supposed to sit. Okay, come on. Behave. I did this just fine. All right. You sit. Maybe I need to get a new one. There. And we'll take that and we'll squish. There we go. Much happier. And then it helps you so you don't need that extra finger. And plus it's going to be tight like it's supposed to be. All right. Squish. And there we go. Now we have our cute little bow. And then we're going to take and use our pool party, sorry, our balmy blue, because we used the Stampin' blends, balmy blue. So we're kind of just adding a little bit of color. Just grab that color and then we'll swish off our big blob and we'll start in the center and we'll just make a circle. And we're not going to cover the whole thing. We're just giving it so that it's not basic, you know, just blatant white. And then we're going to close that up. And then we're going to put this on dimensionals. And I am almost out. So I can start a new one, a new page of dimensionals. That is a fun, nope. Okay, it's stuck to me. And I will put one in the middle. Okay, so just stab and grab that. Oops, I already did that one. Did I do that one? Nope. Okay, so get rid of those. Nope, that one didn't come off either. There we go. Now we're good. And that is going to go
about right there. I would say that looks good. Squish down so that, you know, stands up. All right, then I'm going to take the inside, grab my Stampin' seal, and that is going to go on the inside of our card, right above the little puppies. And so kind of make it the same distance on both the left and the right side. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to take our glue and this, and I want to make sure that I do not lose the nose for my puppy. And you know what? While we're good, and it's facing the right way, I'm going to take my black Stampin' Blend, and I'm just going to touch it, because that just made it turn black, okay? And it just bleeds right on in there. So it's like perfect coloring. But now I know where it's at. Okay, so then we're going to take our glue. And here is the cutest little penguin ever. And it's from the Country Hive. And we're going to just do a little bit of glue. And it holds your glue straight up so it's ready to go. We're going to use this brush, and we're just going to tap, tap, tap. Just where the part is going to be. So we're just going to move that gently over there, and we're going to put this right above. And I think we have a good spot. Okay, a little bit of adhesive right there. We'll just get that off. Okay, so now it's ready to go, and we're going to snip the extra off. Just going to flip that over and snip. And then snip. Okay, now we can add this to our card base. And so that is pretty equidistant. All right, and then we're going to put these guys on dimensionals as well. And I know, aren't they cute? Okay, so I am going to have to go and get a new set of dimensionals. I love my dimensionals. And lucky, there's 300 of them in a pack. So there are 3 of these. I mean, it does take me a little while to go through one whole sheet. So, and then I save the bags because I like using the bags. And so I just bend this and grab the first one I see. And I don't have fingernails, so I think I'm good, right? Just want to make sure that they're okay. Yep, I'm good. Okay, so we're going to take off the dimensionals, the stab, and grab those backings. Okay, somebody needs to turn their music down. Otherwise, I'm going to play a little bit of Skrillex. Okay. I mean, like, how freaking adorable is that? And we're not even done. Okay, so you know the little puppy, he needs his nose. All right, so we're going to grab a mini dimensional. And we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to flip this over. And I'm going to sit down for a second because I have to be able to see. Whoops. There we go. All right. So I think this is the way it is going in there. There. See the puppy? He has a black nose. Okay, so the dimensional, and I think maybe we'll grab another one. So he gets 2. All right, so then we're going to just stab and grab those backings. And we're going to stand him. We're going to move this out of my way. We're going to put him down in the corner. All right, we're going to get rid of this one because it has a little bit of glue in there. We're going to let that dry. And then this puppy, he's right there. So he's going to be kind of frolicking. Right there. All right. Stab and grab those backings. Throw them in the trash can. And he's going to go right there. Almost like he's jumping onto the page. Okay, so now we are done with that part. I'm going to grab the rhinestones that I had colored. With the Calypso Coral blends. And we're going to take that one and put that right down in the corner. The medium one, get back over there. Flip upside down and into the card. Come on. Things are not behaving today. Oh. You know, because it's a live presentation, right? And then we're going to put this one right up by his head. So we created that triangle. Okay. And then I love using the basic jewels just because you can use any Stampin' Blend to create the colors that you need them to be. Okay. And then we're going to grab the Winkostella. And that is the glitter gel pen. All right, so we're going to first of all do the flowers. You may not see them in person, you know, on the camera, but in person it's going to be quite cute. Okay. And then we're going to do his bandana because it's the same color. And then we're going to hit the flowers in here. And then we'll just clean that off and we'll hit the greens. Thank you, Judy. Now, like I said, a couple of these things are for the, I don't know which part of the Cutest crew is not available, but if you wish to be notified by Stampin' Up! As to when it's back in stock, sometimes they actually come back earlier than hoped. So just click on the item that you wish to purchase and it'll say, there's like a little box that says notify me when it's back in, and it works out just beautifully. Okay, so I'm doing the flower, the bandana on the puppy, and his trinket on around his neck. Now, this is color, so, or not color. Now the foot is color, so I will clear that off. And so that's the inside of the card. So let's see if you can... Oh, there's a little sparkle. There you go. And then let's do the... Okay, so clean that off. Oh, we need to get the leaf on the green. And that's green. Clean that off. And then we're going to do the ears and the nose and the nose and the ears. Okay. So who wants to win this card? You can get a chance to get entered to win this card by doing a thumbs up or a heart. That gets you entered. Oh, thank you, Judy. I see those. That gets you entered into the drawing. If you leave a comment, that gets you entered into the drawing. And then if you share this on your timeline, this gets you entered 2 times. And that, number one, helps me out. And maybe there is, thank you, Angela, maybe there is a paper crafter that's on your timeline that has not touched their stuff. So maybe seeing this video might inspire them to create something and send happy mail. This world needs a little bit more happiness, especially in the mail, because who likes bills? Raise your hand. I don't see anybody. So, sharing this on your timeline gets you 2 entries. So thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Friday night. I normally do my Facebook Lives on Sunday after 5 o'clock and on Thursdays after 5 o'clock. But I wasn't able to do yesterday. So today is Friday. Now I am going to go into, I'm just going to clean this up for a second, and I'm going to show you the items that I have that were just put on the last chance list, because you may not know. Okay, Summer Splash, Petunia Pop, Peach Pie, woo, on the floor, Shy Shamrock, and Pretty in Pink, and more Peach Pie. So these are the ink pads, the cardstock that I own, the re-inker, the Stampin' blends, and the markers. These will be for sale at the July in-person event. And I did not share that. So not everything is retired yet. I know that the re-inkers are probably gone. I heard somebody say. So save the dates on your calendar. So the in-person event is going to be July 18th, and our virtual event is going to be Saturday, July 25th. Now, registration, I think, is open for the in-person. So check that out. Now, let me show you. Like I said, these are things that I own. I don't own a lot, but these are the new things that just got on the list. Choose Happy. That stamp set is gone. Not gone, but it's on the retired list. Gosh darn, I'm dropping everything. I need hand lotion. The Traditions Wreath 3D, that's from the Christmas. Beautiful Pattern, which is from the November Brushed with Beauty suite. Soft Waves, which is in the annual catalog. Exposed Brick, that's in the annual catalog. The Dotted Circle embossing folder, that's in the annual catalog. My favorite one, the Birchwood, that's in the annual catalog. These are all while supplies lasts. So the Sweet Blooms bundle, that is on page 43 in the annual catalog. The Coneflower bundle. Now, some things might be cheaper if you purchase them separately because discounts have been added. So check that out. Make sure, I just want you to be aware that you might save more money not getting the bundle. So this is on page 82 in the annual catalog. The Petals of Beauty bundle, that is in the November online exclusives. I love that set. And it's gone, or it's going away. Simply Beautiful, that is from the spring mini catalog. Again, check out if it's cheaper because of the discounts to get it not in the bundle. Pretty Floral bundle, that's going away, and it's on page 43 in the annual catalog. The Wonderful Thoughts, this has been around for quite a while, and I love it when there are dies that actually cut around the words. And so what I did on this one is I labeled it. So then this one here, You're Wonderful, You're Loved, You Matter, that's number 1. Number 14, number 14's right here. So then you don't have to sit there and try to figure out which one is, which one it cuts out. So I labeled them. So that's just me. I don't think anybody else has done that. But this has some really nice sentiments for the front of the card and also for the inside of the card. I love this one. So happy you are my person. I mean, you got, I'm sure, so many besties that you can confide in and talk to. I just love that. This one, this is only the beginning of a life filled with love. Great wedding card. Okay, so that is going away. The Terrific Toadstool bundle, that is in the annual catalog. That is going away. Sunshine and Tulips bundle. I loved stamping with this one. It's on page 50 in the spring mini catalog. These are called Loose Frosted Dots, and they are on page 125 in the annual catalog. The In Color Flat Pearls, the Shades of Green Hexagon, and the Faceted Gem Trio Pack. As you can tell, there's only the dark gray and the light gray out of there. It's a very well-loved pack. This is called the Labeled with Love punch, and the Modern Oval punch. Now, like I said, these are just some of the things that are being retired because I don't own everything. The Splendid Autumn Designer Series paper. This is from not last year's spring holiday mini, but the one before that. And so this is in the annual catalog right now, and that Designer Series paper is just absolutely stunning. I mean, it is actually Designer Series paper from the artists that work at Stampin' Up, and they paint them. And this is canvas oil painting. And so, I mean, yeah, very, very well talented people. The Beautiful Bokeh. This is Designer Series paper that has that technique that's like lights, you know, like spotted lights. That is in the annual catalog. That is retiring. Everyday Arches, that goes with the, that's been retired. I don't even think that one's available right now. Let's see. Branching Out. This is the dies. The stamp set is not available. It's sold out. The dies are still, I think they just put that on the list. I will be selling it. Once these sell out, I'll be able to sell it as a bundle. And then this ribbon is on page 24 in the Spring Mini Catalog, and it's called Gold and White, and it is really pretty. The Lights of Aurora Designer Series paper, that's on the list. And let's see here. I'm going to show you the snippets because getting out the Designer Series paper, the textured metallic. I don't know if you could see it on here, but it looks like it's kind of scratched. And this is called tungsten. That's the color. And so it's copper, gold, and tungsten. And very, very fun textured metallic foil that I loved playing with those. The Season of Elegance Designer Series paper. This is in the annual catalog. It is retiring. It's on the last chance list. Like I said, this stuff can, I think the re-inkers for the in colors are gone. But this is the Nest of Winter. This Designer Series paper has been around for a little while. That is being put on the last chance list. And you know what? This doesn't say anything about winter. This, not anything specific. These doesn't say anything about winter. Neither does that. This is just for like a bird lover. Now that could be snow. That could be frost. And then the birds, you know, easy to fussy cut those birds out. I love that Designer Series paper. So the coneflower, so here's kind of like, kind of what the dies do for that specific. So this piece is a die. So what you do is you stamp it, and you can use that as a miniature card, or you can snip it and have it as a single flower. So that's what the dies do. Let's see here. The Pretty Floral dies. This is kind of the idea that the dies cut out the stamped images. And then these are standalones. So you can kind of incorporate them together. And let's see. Then the Florals in Bloom Designer Series paper. This is also being put on the list. And this, obviously, it has the Petunia Pop in it. Peach Pie, Summer Splash, Shy Shamrock. So those are the colors that are retiring. So they have to get rid of this Designer Series paper because you probably will be able to use that if you have that color. And then, so here's the beautiful bokeh. And so you can kind of see the colors and the shadings. So those are the things that I own that are on the last chance list. And a lot of them do have discounts on them. So I just thought, ooh, yeah. So I just thought I'd share with you just some things that got added to the list. Now, if you see something that you like, go get it. Because the last chance list, once it gets updated, they go into droves, and they just, things move really fast. And then once it actually is discontinued, I'm allowed to sell them as a retired item. So I have to wait until everything gets, on the off the last chance list and on to the we don't have it anymore, so then I can put it on the retired list. So, like I said, I mean, this punch was $25, and I'm sure that this oval punch was probably about the same, and you'll probably have a good discount on it. So, if you want, you can go into my online store and get all those things at a nice discount, and then you can earn the April product of the month with a $75 order. And you only have to pay for it $5 for the die. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys tonight. So I look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday after 5 o'clock. I promise I will make an announcement on the proper channel today, or on Sunday, so that you are aware that I'm going live on my Joy Borwidge page, not my Stampin' for Joy page. So guys, have a great weekend. Take care, and happy stamping!